Hello, Steeler Nation. Welcome to Stryker's Inside Slant. Follow me at SN Stryker across our many platforms, TikTok, Instagram, and X, I believe is the other one now. Lots of great stuff going on. Of course, obviously, in Steeler Nation, we've already got Russ Wilson. The big news obviously coming now, Field of Our Dreams. Justin Fields now a Pittsburgh Steeler. I am going to bring up an interesting stat that I just received today from my father, Big Dick Stryker. Thank you very much here for this stat shooting over to me. Let me know that just showed a head-to-head comparison on some statistics with Lamar Jackson. And this is what it showed from his television screenshot that he grabbed. Dropbacks, 663 for Lamar, 668 for Justin Fields. So they're about similar dropbacks. 66% passing percentage for Jackson, 62% completion percentage for Justin Fields, 4% off there, not too big. Yards per attempt, 7.8 for Jackson, 6.8 for Justin Fields, is full yard behind. Touchdowns, interception, 26-8 for Jackson, 28-8 for Jackson, 26-14 for Justin Fields. Rush yards, which this is the one I was surprised about. 1,032 rush yards for Lamar Jackson, 1,376 rush yards for Justin Fields. More rush yards for Justin Fields than Lamar Jackson. Was not expecting that out of their last 20 games. Rushing touchdowns, 6 for Lamar Jackson, 9 for Justin Fields in their last 20 games. Interesting comparisons coming out here, considering that Lamar Jackson now has 2 MVPs. Justin Fields has never had an opportunity to play behind a good offensive line. I wouldn't say it's great here yet in Pittsburgh, but it's marketably better. We're in a situation where we have a running game with 2 valuable, powerful running backs, both with Warren and Najee Harris. We've got a great stable of tight ends here now. Freiermuth, Washington, and Connor. I know we lost Deontay Johnson, who was one of the best X receivers we've had. I know a lot of people didn't like him. I just knew he was automatic in the X. Still a very talented guy in George Pickens that a lot of Steeler Nation loves, I included. A lot of the rest are question marks outside of him. I know we have Calvin Austin III trying to make his way up through, and some younger guys too. Fitzpatrick, Dez Fitzpatrick was on the roster. Let me grab the roster here quickly just to see what the wide receivers. Deuce Watts is currently on the roster. I think he was a Tulane guy, rookie. Denzel Mims, he was a guy that's been around the league for a little bit. Also on our practice squad last year, Van Jefferson, we just picked up from the Los Angeles Rams. I'll get to his stats here very quickly. Kalon Harris, I believe he's a futures project. Dez Fitzpatrick, who I just mentioned earlier, big guy, 6'2", 208 receiver. He's been on our practice squad as well. We know him well. Marquez Callaway, I don't know as well. From Tennessee, 4th year. Have to do some research on him, but he's been bouncing around the league, it looks like. And, of course, Calvin Austin III, who we mentioned. Want to check out Van Jefferson's stats here for a quick minute, because I was trying to gauge if he is actually an X receiver, more of a slot guy, more of a Z guy. Doesn't seem to be really like a Z receiver. You expect yards per reception to be closer to like 18, though in his best season, he did have 802 yards receiving, 16 yards per reception, which was his highest mark, with 6 touchdowns. That was in 2021 with the Rams. Also had a good year, at least touchdown-wise, had 3 touchdowns the following season. Unfortunately, only played in 11 games as opposed to, or 9 games, when he's played 17 in the year prior. Last year, he split between 2 teams, the Rams and the Atlanta Falcons. Only had 200 yards receiving, right around 20 receptions. Didn't really catch on either place. 5 games for Atlanta, 4 games for the Rams. So not really sure what he really is in this offense. I'm expecting somewhere in the X or the slot. We'll have to wait for training camp to see if that's going to happen. But I know there's a lot of chatter now, Steeler Nation, about the Steelers possibly trading for a marquee wide receiver. I hear Ayuk's name mentioned, who would be a fantastic fit in Pittsburgh. I hear Jefferson's name mentioned too out of Minnesota be a good fit. I've heard Diggs' name as well. Diggs a bit older, but the guy just puts up stats, and he is an X. Guy is consummate. I love consummate X's, man. That guy keeps putting up 1,000 yards, 70 plus receptions a season. The guy's just a monster. So let me know who some of your guys you like to see. We'll talk about them. This is your show, Steeler Nation. I'm obviously on the show earlier. Usually I start at 8:30. I've got to leave right around 8:35 because I got to pick up my daughter today from her dress rehearsal. She's getting ready for her show on Saturday and Sunday. She's got 4 shows, 2 Saturday, 2 Sunday for their musical theater show. They are doing, what show were they doing? High School Musical 2. That's right. That's on her shirt. I should know these things. I'm the father. All right, so I'm going to watch it on Sunday because I don't have football to watch on Sunday. But that's what's going on tonight. That's why I'm on a half hour earlier. Normally, guys, you find me Tuesday nights at 8:30. That's usually when I jump on my show, Eastern time. Adjust that, however, or wherever you are in the world and choose to enjoy and watch Strikers Inside Slant. Thanks to Steeler Nation and the great people over there for having me on that as well. But it is now time for your questions and comments. Miles, of course, starts the show off. As always, Stryker, you've been ignoring me on Twitter. Never. I haven't been on Twitter in a while. I got to check. What up, Stryker? What up, Claude? I think I've been on Twitter since last week when I had to put up my report for going on the air the previous week. I haven't been on since, so I'll check your stuff too, Miles. Michael Hall of Fame, what a day to be a Steeler fan. What an off season to be a Steeler fan, guys. We went from Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett, and Mitchell Trubisky in our quarterback room. Now we have Justin Fields and we have Russ Wilson. Guys, we were talking about last year if we were going to trade for a quarterback, he was my number 1 guy. Russ Wilson, I liked him more than lose my Achilles heel guy who's probably running for vice president now. We'll have to see about him. There's a couple others, and Cousins has always been thrown around, but I didn't think he was an option until this year. But Russell Wilson was my number 1 get. I just knew he was too expensive. Too expensive to get. Deshaun Watson was the other guy I liked, but I didn't like his baggage. Baggage was untouchable to me. But Russ Wilson, always a high character guy, knows how to get to Super Bowls, been to him twice, won one. The guy's a player. Love that pickup, and I love it even more now that the Denver freaking Broncos are paying his big contract, and he's only counting $900,000 against our cap. $40 million quarterback for this season, costing $900,000 against our cap. 1.2 hit for league minimum only counts as $900,000 against the cap. Insane. Con artist at it again. Justin Fields still on his rookie contract. Now we have to determine whether or not we want a 5th-year option him. That is a decision for May. May 5th, the decision has to be made on whether or not the Steelers are going to 5th-year option Justin Fields, which is our right. It was first-round draft pick. We did the same thing with Fitzpatrick when we traded for Fitzpatrick, who was a first-round draft pick. We 5th-year option Fitzpatrick, and then we worked that into a new deal. He never played on the 5th-year option. Same thing with TJ Watt. Never played on the 5th-year option. We signed him to the 5th-year option, and we just negotiated a new contract in training camp to get him his new contract moving forward. There was no question about either player. Now, it's an interesting situation, though, with Fields, because Fields is not supposed to be the starter this season. He is a starter-capable quarterback. A lot of upside. We essentially got the upside that we lost in Kenny Pickett with the upside that we gained in Justin Fields. He's been in the a year longer. Just talked to some Chicago fans. They love him. They were posting over on SteelerNation.com just saying how much they love Justin Fields and his potential. They just did not like that their organization did not build an offensive line or an offense to cater to his needs, but they like the talent and the leadership that we have in Pittsburgh, and they think he's going to do really, really well in Pittsburgh, and I'd love to see that too. Miles F. Kenny Pickett, entitled D-bag, who didn't want to compete and quit on the team. Have fun as a permanent backup, Kenny. That's exactly the case. He is a permanent backup now. There's no way he's going to start over Hurts unless Hurts get hurt. If Hurts gets hurt, then Kenny can come in with his big hand. Hey, guys, I got the football. What do I do? All right, he'll throw the football with his big hands. That's my favorite Kenny joke. But now I can actually do it as opposed to ingest Now I can do it as a dig. Yoder! Hey, Stryker, what a first week of free agency. Let's hope King Khan continues to cook this offseason. Love that nickname, Yoder. King Khan. I think that's the first time I've heard that one. Climbing up the U.S. Steel building in Pittsburgh. Swatting down old drafted quarterbacks to make way for his new room. King Khan. I love that, man. That's going to be great. That's as good as con artist, to tell you the truth. That's as good a nickname as con artist. Love it. Michael Hall. We are live. Let's go, Stryker. Woo! Khan becoming the next Colbert. Michael Hall, this is different. Like, Colbert was always good at scouting and draft analysis. He was pretty much non-existent when it came to trades and free agency. We got a couple hits, Farrier being one, a big one. I know we've had more than that. I'm just drawing a blank right now. I know we've had contributors that have helped our team. I know he's done a good job of bringing in lower tier free agents that always helped our team moving forward. But he never jumped into the pool head first and tried to get big names, big guys. Justin Fields, Russ Wilson were the two biggest names in free agency. 4 quarterbacks, other than Cousins. Don't get me wrong, Kirk Cousins is a great option as well. But Steelers got both of them, and their quarterback room is, what are we at now? Jeez. I got to check to see what Fields is counting against us right now. If it's even been, yeah, Justin Fields is on here. Holy crap. It looks like he's $3 million against the cap. Doing quick math here. Oh, no, his dead cap is $3 million. His current cap hit, cap hit, there it is. Yeah, $3 million, 3.2. Last year of his rookie contract, 4th year, 3.2 million. Nothing. Now, I already told you before, $900,000 for Russ Wilson. We're talking about $4 million between 2 starting quarterbacks. I think our dead cap money with Trubisky is more than $4 million. Let me see. $4.6 million Mitchell Trubisky in dead money. $3.7 million dead money to Kenny Pickett, or for Kenny Pickett. It was already paid to him, guys. Don't get upset. Oh, Steelers gonna pay Mitchell Trubisky $4 million this year. That's crap. No, cap hit. That's part of the signing bonus that was already made. It's already in his pocket. Same thing with Kenny Pickett. These guys aren't getting any new money. It's done. But that's what they cost us. Still very, very inexpensive when you take the entire thing into account. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 mil, 9, 10, 11, 12, and change. Total right now in our quarterback room for 2 better starting quarterbacks than Kenny Pickett and Mitchell Trubisky. You disagree with me, you go ahead, but I'll stand by that take all show. What up, Claude? What up, Jamal Michael? Hey, Miles. Quarterback room is very exciting and potentially a great time for Fields to develop behind Russ and have a great weapons around him. Yeah, and some cool stuff too. Steeler Nation put out an article. Hey, follow SteelerNation.com, guys. That's where we're all from. They had a great one saying, hey, why not use Justin Fields in short yardage as a slash roll? Hell yes. Hell yes. You don't want to put out an older 13th year quarterback, Russ Grimm, on those 4th and shorts and 3rd and shorts. Let the young buck come on the field with our bruising running backs and let them go get the first down, throw Russ back on the field. That's what I want to see next year. Hopefully we can use all of our weapons next year. Nice, nice. Everybody saying hello. Oh, see, we're a community over here on Stryker's Inside Slant. Love seeing it, guys. Excited for the Steelers football. That's great to hear, Yoder. Miles, there's a lot of news of Khan searching for a wide receiver. Ayuk, McLaurin are 2 top names of most likely. Yeah, I did look up Ayuk. I love Ayuk's numbers because he's a young kid. He's only been in the league like 3 years, I think. 4 years. 4 years in the league. Made All-Pro last year, All-Pro 2 last year. I mean, his numbers are good enough to be an AP1, but there's a lot of great talented receivers in the league. 75 receptions, 1,342 yards for a 17.9 yard per reception with 7 touchdowns. To me, that looks like a Z receiver, to tell you the truth. But we might have 2 Zs. Who knows how this is going to work next year? We always used to have an X, Y, and Z. But, George Pickens is definitely a Z in our system. Year before that, 1,000 yards receiving, 8 touchdowns at 13 yards per reception with 3 more receptions at 78. He's done nothing but been productive his entire time. Rookie year, 60 receptions, 748 yards, 5 touchdowns. That's a good rookie season. Second year, 56 receptions, 826 yards, 5 touchdowns. Guys putting up 5 touchdowns a season minimum. Guys putting up close to 1,000 yards for his average. That's what we're at. Guy can play. Ayuk, I like. I definitely like Ayuk. And who's the other guy you mentioned here? Oh, McLaurin. Let me look up McLaurin's stats here quickly. But the thing I love about Ayuk the most, been in the league for only 4 years. McLaurin. There it is. Yeah, I think we're talking about Terry McLaurin. Yep, wide receiver here. Scary Terry. Another fairly young receiver, been in the league 5 years, made 1 Pro Bowl 2 years ago with nearly 1,200 yards receiving off of 77 catches and 5 touchdowns. But those numbers are essentially what he's done for the past 4 years, and he's always been at 1,000 yards his entire career, it looks like, except for his rookie year when he had 919 yards, 58 catches, 7 touchdowns. Year after that, he broke the 1,000-yard mark with 87 receptions, 1,118 yards, 4 touchdowns. Following year, third year in the league, 77 receptions for just under 1,100 yards, 1,053, 5 touchdowns. And then, of course, the following year, 77, 1,191 yards, 5 touchdowns. Last year, over 1,000 yards again, 79 receptions, 1,002 yards, 4 touchdowns. This guy looks like an X receiver. He's putting up solid numbers every year, and he hasn't missed a game since 2020. 14 games played, 14 started his rookie year. So looks like he missed a couple games, 2 probably. 15 played, 15 started in 2020. Looks like he missed 1 game. 17 for 17 in 2021. 17 for 17 2022. 17 for 17 2023. This guy stays healthy. I love that out of McLaurin. So if you're asking me between those 2 guys, which one looks more like an X receiver? McLaurin does. Which one looks like he's going to be more healthy moving forward? McLaurin does. Because Ayuk has his injury issues. Actually, he's not too far off. 11 games started out of 12. His rookie year missed 4 games. Didn't miss any, though. Last 3 years, it probably was rested 1 game, 16 for 16. Probably didn't play the last week of the season. 17 for 17 previous year before that. 16 games started, but played in all 17 games in 2021. So these guys both look like good, solid receiving options. Both of them are 6 foot, right around 200 pounds. Ayuk's at 200. McLaurin's at 210, slightly larger. So comparable in size. It just comes down to trade value. What's it going to take to maintain those guys, and how can we bring them in and make them fit under the cap? That's Khan's job. What's going on with with the worst receivers? We'll have to see, Cam. We'll have to see. Yep. Michael Hall, I hear we're having a little bit of trouble with Boyd. If I'm not mistaken, maybe some internal problems if I'm wrong. Boyd is not an option. Boyd is not an X receiver. I do not want Boyd on the team. That's me personally. I don't think he fits on the team. We don't have a gunslinger. I don't think he's going to get the amount of numbers that he's used to getting in Cincy. I just don't see. And he's going to be too expensive. So I think he's more of a Z receiver in our setup. I don't want to move Pickens out of Z. I don't think Pickens is an X. I don't know. I could be wrong. A lot of new players needed. Yep, center. Though center, guys, I want to talk about center and what came to me after the show last week. Completely forgot that we have Nate Herbig on the team at center. And he did play a couple games last year at center and did well. So I am fine having Nate on this team going into the preseason as the earmarked starter, draft another great center in the top 3 rounds. Now we have 4 picks in the top 100. We're going to get a center. We're going to get a center in one of those 4 picks. Hopefully it's a great one. Can't wait till season begins. Me too, Ernie. Welcome to the show. John Maulers. Hey, Stryker. Looks like finally the change has come to the Steelers. The Khan effect. And the reason too, guys, it's because this salary cap, which only used to go up 10 mil a season, since I've been tracking it for like 10 years, only went up 10 mil a season. 10 mil a season. Then we had a 20-year jump. Then we had COVID hit, and then it didn't go up at all. Now it's going up like 30 a year now. That is what makes signing, because like we looked at the signing, like if it went up the normal like 18, which what they thought it was going to go up previous year to this year, we were way upside down. We had to get rid of players. It looked bad. Cap came out, we were under the cap, like pretty much right out there. I think all we had to do was drop Robinson and we were under the cap at that point. But we dropped a bunch of guys. We got way under the cap, and now we're bringing in good people. So it's a different game now with that cap jumping 30 mil a season. That's how you can pay quarterbacks 50 mil a year, 60 mil a year. It's happening now. Hipster Genius, welcome back to the show, my friend. Michael Thomas as an option at wide receiver, or do you think they address the need in the draft? Let me check out Michael Thomas's stats and see what I see. E.L. Thomas. Alrighty. Michael Thomas. 6'3", 212, big guy. Big guy, been in the league for a while. Was a great receiver for New Orleans. Had some great years with Pro Bowls in 2017, 18, and 19. Good number. Had a 17,000 receiving year there at 2019. Since then, nothing. He's pretty much fallen off. Injured 2020. Had 40 receptions for 438 yards, no touchdowns. Didn't play at all 2021. It says midseason injured ankle. 2022 came back, played 3 games, started 3 games. 171 yards, 3 touchdowns. It's a lot of touchdowns for 3 games. 2023 last year, played in 10 games, started 7, 39 receptions for 448 yards and a touchdown. I don't see this guy as being a huge market guy, but for his numbers that you saw when he was good, 149 targets for 104 receptions in 2017, his rookie year, 121 targets, 92 receptions. Third year in 2018, 147 targets for 125 receptions. Then his big 149 receptions, which led the league in 2019, as well as his 1,725 yards. Guy's an X. Those are X numbers. That's a guy that you target first in your system, and you get them a lot of targets, and you get them a lot of receptions. Now, the fact that I like that his percentage is like way above 50-50 targets to receptions, this guy's a money X. Wouldn't mind having him on the team. Thank you for bringing him to my attention there, Hipster Genius. Would not mind at all to have Thomas on the team. Miles, I want to know what Dirt Khan has on the Bears GM and how he keeps getting away with it. What dirt does Omar have on Khan? I don't know, because they keep switching GMs so quickly over there in Chicago. Who knows who it's even going to be next week? Yeah, I know what you mean. Arthur Smith is another big change. Truth. Absolutely, Mickledew. Absolutely. Michael, do we end up drafting a 3rd quarterback in the draft if nothing else comes up in free agency? Yes, absolutely. It's a good quarterback draft. Do the Steelers take a 1st-round quarterback? It's possible. I'm not saying they're going to do it. If somebody slides to where Khan wants to take the guy to have that be their quarterback of the future as opposed to it being Fields, that's something you got to think about, because that would determine on whether or not you're going to 5th-year option Fields. You take a quarterback in the 1st round, you might not 5th-year option Fields, but you might tell Fields, hey, we want to sign you again, compete in the room, see who the best guy is going to be our quarterback moving forward. Otherwise, grab somebody either in the 3rd, 4th round or on day 3, just to compete, be on the team, be the 3rd guy, be a cheap option, come on out there, throw footballs and work the system. But if you're doing it that way, guys, if you're going to grab a day 3 quarterback has to be mobile. We are now a mobile quarterback team. I know Russ Wilson isn't as mobile as he was. Fields is one of the most mobile quarterbacks in the NFL. Absolutely. I think that's what we're moving toward, especially with our new offensive coordinator, like we just mentioned. That's huge. Guy is a run-first guy. We're going to be doing a lot of play action. We're going to be doing a lot of read option. This is going to be a big change this year for our offense moving forward. So no matter who we are drafting, Steeler Nation, quarterback is going to be a mobile quarterback. Nava. Sorry, Nava. I always say Nova every time I see a Nava. Good to see you again, Jay. What up, Stryker? Jay Fields, nice backup option. What's the story on Diggs and Mike Williams trade rumors? They're rumors. I'd love to have either guy, to tell you the truth. I'd like to have Diggs probably a little bit more than Mike Williams, but Mike Williams I'm still not sure if he's an X. I'm still not really sure if I went through his stats this week. His completions to receptions are more like around 40%, 50%, not like the guy I just talked about that Hipster Genius just brought up in Michael Thomas, who's like catching around 70, 75% to 80% of the targets that are coming his way. Those are the types of guys you want in the X. Absolutely. Mike Williams, not so much. I'd want Diggs better. Miles Pressgrave, interesting third quarterback would be Joe Milton from Texas. Excellent. Thank you for letting me know the school and the position, guys. That's what we're talking about on the show. I'm not up on the draft yet. If he's mobile, would love that guy. Let me know about that, Miles. I'm sure Arthur Smith will have some packages for Fields. Yeah, I'm hoping so too, Michael Scott Joyner. Ernie Nichols, wide receiver rumor striker. Yep, we're talking about him. Donald Cathler, who do you think gets first sack on Pickens? If it's week 1, it might be Watt. That would be amazing. If Justin Hurts gets hurt, Watt come in and get that sack. Joe Milton was at Tennessee, not Texas. Oh, cool. Thanks for the correction there. Just let me know if Joe Milton was a mobile quarterback. Derpy! Welcome back, Derps. The con artist is cooking something up. We haven't done anything in 3 days. Oh, which team are you with too, Derps? Let me know. I forget which team you're for, but we're all fans of all teams. We will talk all football here on my show. Sorry, Tennessee. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. We're all friends here. Hipster, heard Omar Khan has fleeced the Bears twice because they went with Poles over him for GM. That's great. That's great. Miles, I'm afraid with us trying to obtain a high-end wide receiver, a first will be given up, and we'll have that first-round pick, center or right tackle. There's no way we're giving up a first. Not for a wide receiver. There's too many good wide receivers in drafts to give up a first-round draft pick for an NFL wide receiver, in my opinion, especially since we do have big needs. I'm not giving up a first-round draft pick. I do see them maybe giving up a third or a fourth, one of our day 2 picks, maybe even the second. You never know. Second could still be on the table. But I'm all for having those 4 picks in the top 100 too. I do like that. And we'll be grabbing a wide receiver there if we don't get one in free agency. Pickett. That's it, Donald. Then you got Cleveland, who's paying $230-something million to Watson. I love that. That's the gift that keeps on giving. At a clip of $50 million a year for another 4 freaking years. Love it. Honey! It's a Stryker. Good to see you, Honey. Welcome back to the show. Guys, check out Honey's music, please. And awesome husband who writes for the Steeler Nation. Angelo! I wish Pickett would have hung out. I do too. That hurt because he was the young guy. He was supposed to progress, but we got a young guy back in free agency. Fields is still the young guy with the upside. So we traded Pickett for Fields. Who did you want more? Who's going to work out better? Time will tell. But Pickett, I told you from the start, Pickett was Tim Tebow. Hell, Tim Tebow put up better numbers than Pickett. Tim Tebow could throw more than 1 touchdown a game. Tim Tebow could throw more than 200 yards in a game. You guys want to crap on Tim Tebow all you want? Guy was a winner, and the guy could put up numbers at times. John Mahler, Stryker, so great to hear positive spin on the Steelers, not like other social media. I just love the team. I mean, I'm an optimist. It's just the way it works out. Miles, can someone explain to me why the Browns keep breaking the market for mid players while Judy getting $41 million guaranteed when he hasn't done anything? Please just keep doing it. I love that about the Browns. Honey, Wilson has always been at his best with a consistent, reliable rushing attack and a dominant defense in Seattle. As long as Wilson truly understands that he doesn't have to do it all. That's what he's getting here. We got two great running backs, and an offensive coordinator that says we're going to run first. That is a great call because he was all beast mode when he was getting to Super Bowls. Claude, Stryker, did you hear about Bud Dupree might want to re-sign with the Steelers? And I would love that. I would love him to come in as a third option, rotating in. Though I do not want to stifle Nick Herbig. I think Nick Herbig needs more snaps. That guy is too good not to start getting rotational snaps to help spell Highsmith and to help spell Watt. That guy is too freaking good to not be on the field. Derps, I saw that, Claude. Guys, coming down to the last 4 minutes, I'm going to try to go through you quick. Joey Porter Jr. must in first round of draft. Or we already have Joey Porter Jr. I can't always tell what people are trying to abbreviate. Honey, I tried 2 seasons to support Kenny Pickett, but never came close to proving my doubts wrong. And I see this as an addition by subtraction. Get Ayuk. I'm with you with Ayuk. Definitely want to get Ayuk. Jason Hummer. Excited new guys, but we need to shore up the center badly. Absolutely need a new center. Hipster. And McLaurin has done that with worse quarterbacks than Russell Wilson. Absolutely. Absolutely. Though I will mention that Ayuk's numbers were done with the last quarterback taken in the draft, the same draft as Kenny Pickett. His numbers keep going up when he had that rookie quarterback throwing to him. That's insane. What up, Derbs? Corey Frank. Hold up, Stryker. I'm pulling for Fields to take over the quarterback duties ASAP if Russ falls. It's a copycat league. Having a mobile quarterback who can do it all, moving the chains, extending drives, and putting up points with their backs. We have an improving O-line. Peep what the Ravens and Eagles are doing with Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts. It's possible that we can do it better than these two. Thoughts? Absolutely. We can do it as well. I think that the Eagles and Ravens already have their offensive line in place. We are still building our offensive line, Corey Frank. So it's still, we need that center. We need to get another tackle because Moore can't flip over. We need to put Jones in the left spot as quickly as possible. That's what he's built for. That's what we drafted him for. And it's been the only chance the Steelers have ever gotten to get a top 3 left tackle in any draft was that year. Insane. Need to shut down center. West Virginia center has the tools, size, and strength. Please, Brian. Any center. Just need a good one. Think Dupree could be a good vet, bring his presence back to the D line. Absolutely. Ryan, draft Joe Milton from Tennessee. He'll be there in the mid-rounds. Let me know if he's a mobile guy. I want to know. CT ESPN, Justin Jefferson. Thanks, MC. Thomas always gets hurt. We don't want injury guys. Definitely don't. Heard rumors that Khan wants to trade up for Marvin Harrison Jr. Didn't think it will happen, but it's a nice dream scenario. Yeah, I mean, kid's is going to be a stud. He's going to be he would be an out-of-box starting X on our offense. Absolutely. I completely agree with that. Brian Davis, no 5th option on Fields. It's $25 million per. They could tender an offer to Fields, $5 or $6 million per, but no one picks up the option. We don't know yet. Like, if he's going to be the starter next year, if we're only going to have Russ Wilson for 1 year and we know it, then maybe we'll find out in May, by May 5th. Circle that on your calendar, Brian Davis. May 5th, we will know if we're going to 5th-year option him. Mike Williams signed a 1-year deal with the Jets. That's right. He's off the table. That's right. I did see that right before I came on the show. Thank you guys for rattling that pee back around in my brain. Miles, Mike Williams signed with the Jets. Yes. Mike Williams, Jets. All right. Mobile quarterback, you talking Steve Young or Lamar Jackson? Well, Steve Young always wants to talk about being the first mobile quarterback in the league. He wasn't, but he was good. Cunningham predated him. But that sounds good. Yeah. Arshad Johnson, welcome to the show, Arshad. What's it going to be like when we play Philly? And as it happens, Pickens starts to late season injury. Does he enact revenge? Probably not. I don't see him being awesome. I just don't see Kenny Pickett being awesome. I don't. I see him being a good backup. Down with Penny, our biggest supporter, and he stabbed us in the back. Was Tannehill considered a running quarterback under Smith? I don't think so. But that's not what I'm talking about here too, John. What I'm talking about is just the makeup of our quarterback room is you want it to be as consistent as possible. So that way, if a quarterback goes down, that they're still running the same system. Fields is going to be a very, very, very mobile quarterback. Look what the Ravens have done too. Like they brought in Huntley. They brought in McSorley from Penn State. Both very mobile guys. So if one guy went down, the next guy was ready to rock and roll. And they still ran the same offense. What happens when we get a guy hurt in our offense? We completely changed the offense, had to figure out what's going on, had to make sure nobody could like throw their own plays so Canada could get his 2 yards, his -1 yards and a cloud of nothing. So that's just the way it went with that. So I'm saying it more for consistency of our quarterbacks, not diminishing the fact or stating that that offensive coordinator needs a mobile quarterback to be successful. Golden over Dupree. Now I take Dupree over Golden to tell you the truth, but I'm all fine for having Golden back. Tell you the truth, but Dupree is just terrible. For nothing, I'd take him back. Nick is so good, crazy, making big plays. Yeah, I love him. Absolutely love him. I'm going through your last comments, guys. I'm at the 2-minute mark for the show. I'm hard rate tackle first rounds. Amarius Mims from Georgia, huge guy, 6'7", roughly 300 pounds. If we could land somebody like that, in a heartbeat. Claude, Dupree would complain about playing time and Golden doesn't. I don't know anymore. I think Dupree's finally sniffed the other side of the garden. The grass was not greener. He was in Tennessee. He does know this offensive coordinator. He could come back if they like him. Tamsin Hurd worried about Mims' lack of snaps and injury potential. That's true too, but he was an X. And I think he played with Washington, Mims, back when I remembered doing some stuff on him back when we picked him up a few years back. Cunningham did not predate Steve Young. He did not predate Steve Young. Randall Cunningham. I thought he did. Randall Cunningham started in what year? Where's his stats? There's his stats. Well, if you're talking about USFL, you might be right. But I'm pretty sure he might have gotten NFL snaps before Young. 85 was his rookie year. We'll look up Steve Young here quick. Just to be on. Yep, same year. Both came in the exact same year, guys, 85. So we got to push on that one, so there's no predate. We both pushed there, John Burns. Thank you for bringing that up so we could be more knowledgeable together. Miles, not only does Fields have strong running ability, but he has a strong arm. Absolutely. And that opens up the deep game, which was missing last year. Claude, Fran Tarkenton predated both Young and Cunningham. Perfect example of a mobile quarterback. Absolute perfect example of a mobile quarterback. Thank you, Claude, for that. And for ending us on a high note, I've got to run to pick up my daughter from practice before I'm too late to pick her up and she gets upset. So until next time, Steeler Nation, follow me at Steeler Nation Stryker on the Tickety Talk, on the Grammy Grams, on the X. Go to SteelerNation.com. Follow us. Check out all of our great stuff. Of course, we're on the X at Steeler Nation. We're on Facebook and the Gram at Steeler Nation.com. Follow all of our platforms. Go to the page. Sign up for the football forum, which is also free. A lot of our writers over here and people on the football forums, wherever the comments are on whatever you're watching, whichever device you're watching. Thank you all for making my night and then giving me something to talk about. I always appreciate you guys too. But until next time, you guys always know. Thank you, Miles. Thank you. Oh, Debs, we missed you tonight. Great to see you, Debs. You got it at the end. So I will be rooting along with you. As always, Steeler Nation, me, Debs, Miles, Claude, John, everybody. Go. And Scott Bunswick coming in late. Go.